Hi guys, this is a timer tutorial developed using Unity, as you can see right there. And let's go into Unity now and put one of these together. Hi guys, and welcome to timer countdown tutorial. First off, let's exit out of this so that you guys see how to put a timer together. So I'm just gonna click on exit here. There we go. And drag this down a little bit so that I can get hold of this image. I intend to use that. Drop it right there. That's good. Now that my counter image is ready, I'm going to select that very image and come right here in the spec tool, and in there I want to change, you see the texture type, I want to change it from default to Sprite 2D and UI. Click on that and then scroll right down to click on apply. There we go. Now if I click on this little triangle here, you see the second one, so that is fine. Now the next thing we want to do is, you see, come right here, the hierarchy, right click on the hierarchy, go to select UI, inside the UI select image, there, and I'm going to give that image name. I'm going to call it game over image. There we go. So the next thing I want to do is add this, my very image, game over image. I'm going to add it straight into the source image here. That is it. Inside the inspector, grab the image and just dump it right there. And what will happen is the image automatically appears here. Let's change this to 2D so that you guys can see the image. And it should be there. There we go. That's the image right there. There we go. Now this very image, I'm going to select it, make sure it's selected, and come right here, you see the anchor preset, click on that and let's peg it straight to the upper right hand corner. So just click on that. There, it's actually now at the upper right hand corner. So what I want to do now is grab the image and just go and dump it right there at the upper right hand corner. Okay, if I decide to run it now, this is how it's going to look like. Let's see, it's coming up now. There we go. You take a good look at the image, it's right there. Now exit out, make sure that that same image is selected. Come straight to the properties here. Now underneath the raycast padding, we need image type. You see the image type, instead of sample, drop it down and select fill. There, I'm going to zoom in so that you guys see what's going to happen now. So inside the image type, I've selected fill. Right below it is fill method, and you can change the fill method to horizontal, vertical, 90 degrees or 180 degrees or 130. 130 is the default. Then original, that's going to be from the bottom. Now fill amount, that is the fill amount. Once you click and drag the fill amount, check out what's happening, guys. Look at that. Okay, you can see the image, the fill amount reduces clockwise. If you like, you can have a go at the anti-clockwise. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to just keep it as I will keep it as the clockwise. And now come back to the hierarchy, right click on it and let's go to UI, then select text, and this very text I'm just going to call that count text. There we go. I have my count text in there. Make sure the count text is selected. As you can see, it's right there. Scroll right down inside the properties or the inspector of the count text and let's change the value of that to 0. There, and come right here, change the size to about, I'm going to go for 40, and in here you see where we have the fix, I'm going to change, underneath is the color, I'm going to change the color to maybe red, something that we can see. There we go. and let's get it centered. You see center, click on center and click on center here. Then one more thing, I want to change the normal. You see the font style, I'm going to change that to bold. There, drag the text so that you can see what's going on. That's the text. Now move it straight into your image. There we go. And just drag this here, get that closed there. And this very text as well, I'm going to scroll right up here, come straight to the anchor preset, click on that, and let's get it at the top right hand corner there. If I run it, this is what you guys will see. It's coming up now. There we go. As you can see, the text is on the image. Okay, exit out. Now let's come back in here. Right click on the hierarchy and let's go to UI, select panel. I have my panel right there, but I'm going to grab this panel and place it right underneath the canvas. There. The next thing I'm going to do now is, you see that very panel? Let's hide this one so that we can see what's going to happen with the panel. Right. Select the panel. This is my panel right there. I want this panel to be approximately of this size, the size of the image. Let's enable the image so that we see how big the panel is going to be. You see that? So drag this, paste it right there. Okay, that's fine. Now the next thing I want to do is, let's right click in here inside the hierarchy. Let's right click and let's select UI again, then select the text. Now the text in there is going to be known as game over text. Okay, that's fine. Game over text. Okay, the text that I'm going to have in there is going to be game over as well. Copy that and come right down here, paste that in there. Game over. There we go. And I'm going to change the font size to about 40 and get it aligned here. You see alignment, and get it aligned here. And I will then make it bold. Scroll right down. You see the image? Change that to red as well. There we go. So let's move this down so that we can see it. Now that we can see it, we move it straight underneath the image here. Drag it and just dump it right there. But because we don't want to be able to see it, I think I'm going to have to change the size. The size seems to be too large. Let's change it to about 36. Okay, that looks a bit alright. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Maybe reduce it a little bit more. I'm going to make it 34. Make sure I selected the text. Select the text. And let's make it 32. Okay. Right. Now, grab the game over text and paste it as the child of the panel so that we won't be able to see it. Now that we won't be able to see the game over text, let's come back straight into our project tab. Right click on the tab and select create. Select C#. There. Let's give that a name. I'm just going to call it countdown. There we go. And let's grab that same script and drag it, dump it right on top of game over image right there. Okay, once you drop it right on the image, just click on the image, come right to the inspector here. You should be able to see the countdown script right there. Now select the countdown script and click on open. Okay, it's opening up now. There we go. It's coming up. Right. Okay, our development environment is ready. Now the next thing I want to do now is, you see up here, I'm going to grab hold of these because I want to include the UI library. Right, let's just paste that right underneath here and say dot UI. There we go. And right here, get rid of this, and I'm gonna get rid of this as well. And in here I'm just going to enter the following. Let's say public game object, and that is going to be for my panel. There we go. I will also declare another public. That is the next one is going to be for the image that I intend to use. Let's say image. I'm making that public as well, so I'm going to say counter image, or get counter image. There. Now the next variable is going to be a public, and this one is going to be for the text. So let's say text, and there I'm going to call that counter text. And finally, let's correct it, that should be a C. Finally, I'm going to declare another one. Let's say public float, and this float is to hold the following: duration, comma, and total count. There we go. Right. Now let's start by taking care of this panel. First of all, I'm going to say panel dot, let's say set, just tab, you can see it here. Let's say tab, and that is it. Dot set active is false. Now the next one is going to be my, let's go for the total count. Paste that right there. Total count, that will be equals to duration, equals duration there, and followed by the counter text. We say counter text dot text, that will be equals to total count dot convert that to string, and that is it right there, because total count is in numbers, so it has to be converted to string. And underneath I'm just going to say start coroutine, and that is going to be for time, IEN. There we go. So that is done. So underneath here I'm going to say IE numerator, that is going to become there, and press enter, open up curly braces. Now what we want to then do is, in here we're going to say image should appear if total count is greater than and equals to 0. So to achieve that, we end up on using a loop. Let's say loop y total count is less than and equals to 0. Press enter and open up curly braces for what's going to happen next. So the next thing is we're going to say the counter image here, that should actually have a semicolon. This counter image, paste that right underneath here, that will be equals dot fill amount, and that's going to equals mass f dot inverse 0 comma duration comma total count to me. There we go. Right, now we now want the text itself. That will be counter text dot text, let's say, is equals to total. That will be total count here, or we can just grab all of these, grab that and paste that in there. There we go. Now after that, we want you to yield and return a new, let's say return, that will be new, and it should wait for about maybe 1 second. There, and just enter 1F there. Okay, that's fine. So we now want the total, we want total to decrement by 1. Okay, that's fine. Just leave it right there. Now underneath here, we now want to create a function and or a method really. This method, you can call it function or a method. I'm going to say void time up panel, time up panel. There. In the case of time up panel, we want the text to become empty. This very one here, let's come here, this very one, grab a hold of that, come right down here, just paste that in there, and just say dot text, that will be clear. Now the next thing is going to be panel, so just tap, that is the panel right in there. I'm now going to grab the timer up panel, dump it right here, enter semicolon. Let's save that and come straight to our Unity editor here. Okay, and let's select the game object, but make sure this one is saved though. Here, right in here inside our Unity editor, let's select the game over image, scroll right down, and those are the variables. Now grab the panel, dump it right there, grab the image, dump it right inside the counter image, and the text, drop it right there. Duration, I'm going to make that about 10. Okay, so let's run our project and see how that looks like. Just click on that. There we go. Look at it. Look at the timer, guys. You see the timer here? Look at that. Yeah, you see that? There we go. And game over. Let's run it one more time. Click on run. And let's try to make this guy move. Let's see if he's going to get up to the stairs before that, even when he runs. Game over there. And that is how you create your own timer using Unity. With that, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed it, and you have a nice day now. And bye for now.